Welcome back everybody to another 92 plates video. As you can see, I'm not in my kitchen, we are in my office today so I can deliver you this video. This is the first video of the year. Apologies, I got COVID before Christmas and then I got ill over Christmas, and now I'm only just got to a point where I can get back to it and I've got my energy back. So hopefully this is a good one. This is a requested video. I get asked this question a lot, but pizza dough hydration. What does it mean? How do you work out the hydration of a dough? And how does it make a difference when it comes to pizza? But let's roll the tape. So what even is hydration? So we all know that pizza is a very simple recipe of flour, water, yeast, salt, and some people put oil in their dough. But getting the right consistency is crucial to get that beautiful fluffy pizza crust. One of the key factors of determining the consistency of a dough is the hydration level. Hydration is the level of water to flour, the ratio of water to flour. If you have more equal parts water to flour, the dough is going to be stickier and a lot wetter. Whilst if you have more flour than water, then the dough is going to be a lot more drier and a lot more firm. And hydration is all about the amount of water to flour, so that ratio, and we'll come on to how we actually calculate that in a second. Hydration, and not just the water but other ingredients, can be measured via percentages, and this is called Baker's percentages or Baker's maths. And it's these percentages that give us our hydration percentage of our dough as a percentage, not as a weight. Baker's percentages, now this is maths that I would have actually paid attention about in school if it was to do with food. A big benefit of Baker's percentages or Baker's maths, whatever you want to call it at this point, is that you can scale your dough just off a base metric. What I mean by the base measurements or the base metric is that we can take this base thing, which in our case is going to be the flour, and we can work the percentages off that measurement of flour. So we can take our original recipe and then we can convert that into our Baker's maths. We don't just use this for water, but we can use this for all the other ingredients within that recipe as well. So what we do is we take the weight of the ingredient, divide that by the weight of the flour, then times that by 100, and that will give us our percentage. For example, we have got 120 grams of flour and we are going to use 60 grams of water. So we take the 60, divide that by the 120, which gives us 0.5, times that by 100, giving us 50 as our value, meaning that this bread has a 50% hydration level. So that 60 divided by 120, giving us 0.5, times that by 100, gets our 50%. And we can do this for any ingredient. Say for example, we have 4.5 grams of yeast. Our flour is still 120 grams. Therefore, we have a 3.75% yeast percentage for our Baker's maths. We can also reverse this maths as well. So say we've got our percentages, we know what our percentages are, we want to create a 60% hydrated dough. If we have that base volume of flour, then we can work out how much water we need to add to the flour to get our 60%. Say for example, we have 2,500 grams of flour, which is 2.5 kilograms, and we can divide that by 0.6, so 0.6 is 60%. That will then give us 1,500, which means that we need 1,500 grams of water added to the 2,500 grams of flour, and that will give us our 60% dough. You with me? Good. So how does this make a difference on pizza? What's the difference between a low hydrated dough and a high hydrated dough? And also our cooking methods for it as well, whether we use a pizza oven or if we just use our conventional ovens that we have in our kitchens. The dough hydration itself has a difference on obviously our cooking, but also the way that we handle the dough as well. If we have a highly hydrated dough, it's a lot wetter, it's a lot stickier. That means it's a lot more difficult to handle because the dough literally wants to just stick to everything it can get its dough on. Highly hydrated dough makes the dough rise faster as well because the yeast has freedom to move around because of the water content, which means that it can react a lot quicker and therefore a lot more gas is created, therefore rising your dough. And highly hydrated dough also softens the gluten network, which means that your pizza is actually a lot easier to work with than what low hydrated dough is, because low hydrated dough is a lot harder to stretch and it's not as soft as the pizza that we want. But let's talk more pizza. What does it mean for your pizza? So Neapolitan pizza generally is between 55 and 60% hydration. This is actually considered a low hydrated dough. And the reason that it's normally that low hydrated is because it's going into a pizza oven. Pizza oven temperatures are extremely hot. So when you put that dough in, that water is going to evaporate very quickly. It's a quick cook, it's not going to be in there for long, so the crust can still stay nice and fluffy and soft. Whilst if you're looking at using a conventional oven which has a lot lower temperatures, you're going to be wanting to look at a 65 to 70% hydration dough, because that pizza is going to have to cook for that little bit longer. So if we have the low hydration, the 55 to 60, in an oven, in a traditional oven that you'll find within your kitchen, then that dough is going to become crispier and very brittle, and it's not going to be soft and fluffy and chewy like we want it to be. Whilst if you use the higher hydration, because there's more water, the water will escape, but we will get the same consistency on the dough as what we would with the low hydration in a pizza oven. So there we have it. That's my very quick video on hydration and dough hydration and what it means. There is obviously a lot more to this. There's a lot more science behind it. Like the flour, different flours have different absorption rates. So some may take on more water than others. The protein that's in it, the yeast that you use, there is a lot that can come into play when it comes to hydration. But this should give you a good base on creating dough, dependent if you're using a pizza oven or if you're using a traditional oven, and it should hopefully give you a good understanding of what actually pizza hydration means. So remember, if you're using a traditional oven in your kitchen, have a higher hydration. If you're using a pizza oven, you can go for a lower hydration because of that quick cook. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you want to see the recipe that I used to create my dough, I do have a video, which is the 48-hour pizza dough recipe. I will drop that in the description below as a link, so you can click that and check it out. I have changed my method a little bit, and I will be bringing a video very shortly on how my new method is and why I prefer my new method as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and give a comment below. Let me know your pizza tips and what you do to help your dough hydration and to get that fluffy pizza that we all absolutely love. Until next time, happy cooking. Pizza out.